Yeah, and let's talk about another one of his enemies that I think are well used to be one of them in the media, CNN. He he mentioned the media attention has been really focused on largely Trump, but some other figures, particularly around this question of whether or not they engaged in pedophilia and or knew about Epstein's crimes. And I have a few kind of questions I'd like you to kind of speak to that I'm interested in hearing your view on. One is, and this seems minor, but it's kind of big to me, that they keep using the language underage girls versus children. What do you make of that decision by media?
We suck. Yeah, what do you want? I mean, look, underage females. Donald Trump, to more to the point, Donald Trump treats people like furniture. Remember when this all came about because Donald Trump dropped a dime on Jeff Epstein when a stray reporter asked him a question many months ago about Mar-a-Lago and Jeff Epstein, and he said Jeff Epstein stole some of his workers, like they were a piece of furniture. Not that Jeff Epstein decided to hire someone away from Mar-a-Lago, but stole them. And then we started referring to him as an underage, and I'm going, wait a minute, what underage? This was a child. This was a minor. This is and we have it, and not only did he said that's the reason why he broke up with Jeff is because he stole somebody who, by the way, was a minor working in your spa. So, and she later committed suicide. This is the same. And we have treated this. I love the term sane washing. We have sane washed Donald Trump to the point where anything that he does, we find some way to make it sound normal. And I'm sorry, it's not. And this isn't, and I know part of it is because we want the public to believe that we are even-handed in everything that we do. And in so doing, we have actually cut our balls out from ourselves. We have undercut the reason for our existence. A lot of people say truth to power. I say facts, because there are 4,000 different, religions on this planet, and all of them have their own truth. So I'm not going to tell you what the truth is, but I will try to tell you what vetted factual information is, and applying the scientific method to communication to the people to disseminate news is what I try to do. So this wasn't, I'm not going to sane wash what this was. This is pedophilia. This isn't underage girls. These are children. And Thomas Massey is and it was a Republican from the state, the wonderful state of Kentucky.
Produces some good people.
Yeah, good people there who called it out and said, listen, Trump will be long gone, but a vote for pedophilia is forever. Damn it, that's exactly what this is. This is child abuse. And, you want to talk about, I saw Fox News had a picture of Representative Sherman from California who said he was looking at porno on his tablet. I'm going, all right, that's bad, but I mean, how do you even compare that with pedophilia? How? Well, I mean, you're looking at porn, all right, you're a horny old guy. And the guy's, looking at it saying, I didn't know they were sending me, I like how he blamed Elon Musk. These people send me stuff over the internet. I don't even know what it is. Fine. But no one's accusing him of diddling underage children. Children is what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's important to underscore because, some folks have just like twisted themselves in knots, including on the right, to make this about anything else. Like I saw Megyn Kelly, I think it was over this weekend. She said that, she had heard that Epstein was what she called into barely legal girls.
As a reminder, I do know somebody very, very close to this case who is in a position to know virtually everything. Not everything, but virtually everything. And this person has told me from the start, years and years ago, that Jeffrey Epstein, in this person's view, was not a pedophile. This is this person's view, who was there for a lot of this, but that he was into the barely legal type. Like he liked 15-year-old girls.
But she was mentioning 15-year-olds, and I was like, the term barely legal does not apply to 15-year-olds, but even if it did, that's still misrepresenting.
Not even in the great state of Kentucky, or you marry your underage cousin. Even Jerry Lee Lewis would be looking at this, going, "Wait a minute, this is too much for me."
But you're gonna get me. Holidays are coming up. You're gonna get me in so much trouble, Brian.
Well, Look, man, this reminds me, honestly, if I'm going to be honest about it, it reminds me uh, of what the priests, how they move priests around in the Catholic Church, pretending that. And I remember one time interviewing one of them. They're going, the problem is the Catholic Church believe that for some reason priests became pedophiles. No, pedophiles became priests. They go to where the children are. Why do you think Donald Trump and Jeff Epstein and Ghislaine, why did they do what they do? They are who they are. Politics didn't make them that way. Business didn't make them that way. And certainly the Republican Party, as much as the Republicans and the Democrats would love to say that, and the Republicans loathe it, that partisan politics didn't call them out for what they are. And then let's get back to real political issues. This is child abuse. It's nothing more than child abuse. So for the love of God, call it out for what it is.